Hi everyone, welcome to another video from Crafty Terrain. My name's Lee and today I'm going to be showing you how to make this awesome looking desert slash beach terrain. Okay, my plan is to use this for Star Wars Legion and maybe like a Scariff themed board. Okay guys, let's get into the video. Okay, so what we're going to be using then to make our little desert palm tree things are, I've cut out some MDF bases, beveled the edges and sanded them down. I've got myself about 6 of them. 2 I'm going to be using as an oasis, so they're a little bit bigger, they're going to have some water in them, but these are just going to have sand and the palm trees on. So then I'm going to just get some a light coloured sandy type paint, and I'm just going to paint this on, and this is just going to protect the MDF. So and then I'll be spraying and varnishing, paint both sides if you want your MDF to last, and we do have a video on how to do that and protect your MDF, so check that out if you want to check that out. I'm going to get all these done and then we'll come back and start putting the ground layers on. Okay, so they've been painted and varnished now. The next step is to put the ground covering on, and for that I'm using this sculptor mould. Just going to mix in your water and mix it all together till you get a nice like thick like coleslaw, tuna mayo, that sort of thing consistency. And then we're just going to spread a thin layer of that out across the piece. Okay, that'll just give you your ground form, and that will allow me to drill into that then to attach the palm trees that are going on top. If you can see, that's a little bit watery still, so just add a little bit more. And this stuff takes about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to dry. So don't mix up too much, okay, if you've got a lot of pieces to do. Tiny bit more. Okay, that's looking good now. If you can see that consistency there, I can just mould that out now across the top of this into a nice thin layer. Just press it down and work it towards the edges. And you can paint this within about half hour normally, once it's dry. Okay, I'm going to go around and do that on all the rest, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how I'm going to do the ones that I'm going to be adding the water to. Okay, so for the ones that I'm having the little bits of water on, so they're going to look like a little bit of a desert oasis, you're still just going to apply your sculptor mould like it's the ground in that area. And then what you're going to do is use some of it like this to build a rim that you'll be able to pour the resin in. Okay, so just go around your piece where you want the water to be and just build up a rim like so. Okay, connect that rim to the shoreline or where you're going to have my palm trees, which are going to be up this side, and that's how you'll get that blue water oasis kind of look that I want. Okay, it doesn't have to be too deep, you can paint the bottom blue. It's just a nice piece of scatter terrain that I'm looking for really here. Might put a bit more matte in here so I can get a couple of palm trees on that end as well, just to give that effect. And then across there like so, and that will finish it off. And that will hold all the resin in place. You push that up and then mould that and blend that in as it slowly starts to dry, and just finish off your landform this end by spreading it out. Okay, I'm going to get the other one done, then when it's all dry we'll get that painted, and then we'll come back and start looking at the palm trees. Okay, so these are the palm trees that I've got and I'm going to be using. This is one bag in here. I did buy 2 bags, they cost around £7 off Amazon, so like $10. You get 3 of each size. I think these ones here are going to be too small to use, and maybe even these ones here, but these are definitely what I'm looking to do, and I'm going to look to like bunch them together so you get like the cluster of like palm trees at different sizes. You could just use these straight out the bag, but what I'm going to do to add a bit of detail to them, these just come off here at the top. So I'm just going to take these off and I'm going to spray these using a light green spray paint, so you get a different colour. So you'll have the dark underneath and then the light green, and then I've got like a bone colour to spray these, and I'm just going to use a dark wash on them afterwards to to add a bit of detail, and then you can just clip them back in and glue them together. I'm just going to stick them in a piece of polystyrene using that there and get them sprayed. Okay, so I'm going to get them sprayed now, and then I'll come back and show you how they look once they're all done. Okay, so now all the groundwork has been painted the same colour as the base, and that will get the trees and the sand added to it. But the next thing that I wanted to do is paint my waist. This is blue. What I'm doing for that is I've used 3 different blues: an enchanted blue, an electric blue, and a regal blue. This is basically just dark, mid and light tones. I've mixed them up on the palette like so, so my dark mixing into the light with the very light here. And the aim here is to create depth in the water, so around the edges you want it to be light, and as you meet the centre here you want to paint it dark, okay? And all you're going to do, just start off with your darker colour and just paint that into the middle of the pool, okay? And then pull some of your lighter colour and just feather it in so it blends, okay? As you get closer to the edge you want to go for your lightest blue, and that will help create that appearance of depth in the pool. Okay, and then just do that until you've painted all of the middle where the water's going to go. I need to mix up some more dark. And that will create that impression of depth once the resin goes in. Okay, I'll get that finished up and come back and show you how it's looking. Okay, so the blue's looking really good. Just dark in the middle, light on the outside, as I said, and just sort of wet blended together, and that'll look lovely once the resin goes in. The palm trees now looking really cool also, with the light green spray onto the top to give some depth, and then the trunks were just sprayed with a bone or like a cream colour and then just washed with a brown wash, and that just adds some detail. So for a £7 pack of trees, they've turned out really nice. Okay, so next stage what I'm going to do is take my little hand drill and I'm going to look to drill into the base for where I want the trees to go. Okay, and the trees have got this nice little peg on the bottom. You can just trim that down so it'll fit the hole. Just be careful not to drill out the bottom of your base, okay? So just place it on nice and steady, just drill the hole that you're looking for, okay? And then just work out where you want your trees on each one to create that little beach area look. And if this is for Legion, these are going to look great on a Scariff theme board, but if you're playing other war games and you want like a jungle, then that's also going to look really good. Okay, so there you can see the hole, and a tree will just pop in. Okay, so that's one I've done earlier with my holes already on, and I've already trimmed this peg down a little bit off camera. Now all you got to do now is take some super glue, drop a little bit of super glue into the hole like so, and then just hold your tree in place for a few seconds until it takes and holds. Okay, now you've literally just got to go around and do that on all the bases. This is probably the most time consuming part, but so far this has been quite a quick build and I'm enjoying it, and I've got a feeling they're going to look really good at the end. Guys, if you're enjoying the video, remember to leave us a like and subscribe if you want to see more. Okay, I'll get these done and I'll be back in a little while. So the trees are in now and they're all glued and it's starting to look really good. You can see, look, just drilled in, they're nice and solid now, they ain't going to come out, which is always good. I've spread them out so there's different size trees on each one, and then the ones with the water on, I've just placed a couple in the corners so the focal point will still be the pools. The next stage then is to take your piece, as we do with all your terrain. Now we're going to put our basing material on, so we're going to be painting PVA glue all over the base, and this is going to be pretty much the finishing touch to this piece. So just spread your PVA glue out nice and thick, okay, like so. And then what I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using some sand, and you're just going to do a pour and a shake off technique basically with the sand. So I'm going to go around, get all this PVA on, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the pour on this one, and then I'll get all the rest done and we can sort of look at the finishing pieces. Okay. Okay, so with all the PVA down now, I'm going to take my sand, make sure you've got something to catch the excess sand on, and then just sprinkle that out across the whole piece, like so. And that'll stick, and then all you're going to do is just turn the piece upside down, and all the sand that's not on the PVA will come off. Give it a tap on the bottom so you knock any of the loose excess off, and there you have, with all the sand down, looking pretty cool. If you've missed any pieces, just like I have on that corner there, if you see, just dab some PVA on and then just sprinkle some off the bits that you've shaken off, and that's going to give you that ground cover that you need. Looking pretty good. I'm going to go around and do the rest. I'm really happy with them, guys. Be back soon. Okay, so sand's on now. I've wet worked it as well, so it's nice and firm and it's not going to come off. It's starting to look really good. Just wanted to show you this bit. I am going to be using the cheap resin for the water effects in this video, and it's this stuff here. It's just a 2-part epoxy resin, and I'm going to mix 2 up because they are nice and cheap. They only cost they cost £1 actually from the pound shop. That's about $1, just over $1 if you're in the US. I've got your little plastic pot to mix them in, and then I've got a tongue suppressor, or you can use a lollipop stick to give it a stir with, okay? And then I've got a hairdryer at hand to try and get the heat to get the air bubbles out. So what you need to do is you just break the cap like so, and then just inject the 2 parts of the resin into your pot. Like so. This stuff does smell a bit funny. That's 1. And it does get warm as well when it mixes. 2, and I'm hopefully 2 will fill this pond pretty good if we're lucky. You might put, yeah, I'm going to put a 3rd in, just to be sure, just to match. But I'd rather have a little bit too much than too less. Okay, so I'll just open the 3rd very quickly, and then we'll get that in as well. Okay, and all you do then is just give it a good mix. Like so. Make sure all the 2 parts is really well mixed together, otherwise it won't set hard, okay? I am waiting for some stuff that's a clear water resin for water effects to come in the post, but obviously with COVID-19 and everything like that, it's taking a long time to sort, so I'm just using this cheap stuff for this. So I am building some like ponds as well, and should have videos for them coming soon. Okay, so I've given that a good stir and a mix, and all you're going to do then is just pour a reasonable height in the centre of your piece and just let that spread out. Careful not to go over the edges. You can move this stuff around as well, and hopefully all them air bubbles will come out. Hopefully this doesn't go wrong and it dries clear. And then what I'll do now is I'll just get the hairdryer on to help get some of them bubbles out. I think 3 was just about the right amount, okay? Then using the hairdryer on a hot heat, You see them air bubbles just popping on the surface, which is nice and good. Okay, I'm going to let that set and hopefully that will dry clear, but it looks reasonably okay, but like I said, this is the cheap stuff. So okay guys, be back shortly. Okay, so we're back, and as you can see, that's gone horribly wrong. I'm going to show you the mistakes as well. I'm still learning with resin, so I guess you don't have to make these same mistakes I do. The hairdryer didn't work. So now what I'm going to try and do is save this piece. This time I'm going to mix in some blue paint into the resin, and I've got a pen to blow through to try and remove some of the bubbles, and hopefully that will just cover that horrible mess and you'll get left with a blue finish. It can't go much worse than how that's gone, so let's see if we can save this, fingers crossed. Same process, just into your tub and then mix. It didn't have bubbles until I mixed it last time, but then if you don't mix it, it won't set. So a little blob of blue paint. Let's see how this mixes together. Okay, that blue paint goes a long way in the resin. That was a tiny little drop. This might work, it might not. Okay, let's pour that over the top now. Needs be. I have got one more resin left. Oh. Okay, I've spilled a little bit onto the sand there. Let's try and get that off. Yeah, I'm going to mix that last resin up. It's not going to look great because we won't have different tones of blue in there now, but it's going to look a lot better than how it did when it had gone wrong. Okay, let's make sure that's not on an angle. Oh, actually this might move around and might not need the last one. If we can just cover all of the mistake. Oh, it might just work, guys. This might just work. Sometimes it's good to make mistakes and have to fix them, you know. And I have made lots of mistakes with terrain before, and normally you can put things right. Normally it's as simple as hiding it with a bit of clump foliage and a bit of flock, but not on this occasion. Then let's just flow that back that way. Hey, and that actually doesn't look too bad now. Okay, so we're back and they're all done now, and I've put them on the battle mat and took the camera off the stand so you can get a good idea of how they're going to look on a board. And I think I'm so happy with how they've turned out. They've cost me not too much money, and there's enough there probably to get across a board that would be 6x3 for Legion. And my idea is probably they'll go on to something like Scariff. I think they'll look really good with shore troopers and stuff like that. Okay, so if you have a look in close, they look really good. Bit of spray paint on them top canopies of the trees, and the detail looks really cool. I've not put the water in that one yet. I'm waiting for the actual CFS clear water effects to come before I do that one, just because of the mistake we had with that one. But
to be fair, it doesn't look too bad, and you know, obviously making mistakes ain't great, but we can learn from them, and hopefully you guys don't have to make that mistake, and you can just see that you can save pieces of terrain that go a little bit wrong. So overall, very happy with how they look. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I'm gonna go to the wrap up. Okay everyone, that brings us to the end of today's video. I've had a lot of fun making this terrain and it's turned out really good. I'm really happy with it. Yes, made that mistake along the way, but mistakes are part of my, building terrain, and we can learn from that and not do them mistakes again, hopefully. Guys, if you've enjoyed the video, please leave us a like. Let us know down in the comments what you think of the terrain. If you need any help with anything, let us know and we'll get back to you. If you want to see more, then remember to subscribe and click that bell. Take care and have a great day.